company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, a police officer is accused of rape by a 15-year-old male minor. Police moved quickly to the report and charged the cop for unnatural crime. Ankydome, the woman found guilty of child cruelty, is sentenced to 5 years in prison. Prime Minister John Briceño says there will be no early elections, but the Belize Peace Movement are not taking his word for it. And we take you to Corozal for the unveiling of the Corozal Civic Center renovation project. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, April 16th, 2024.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
The April sale is now at Cellular World. Enjoy massive savings store-wide and take your luck when you get a chance to get cash back with our Scratch and Win Tickets giveaway. Ask about our unbeatable low prices guaranteed with budget phones starting as low as $49. Android starter phones starting at an all-time low price of just $115. Redmi gaming phones starting at $359. Samsung A-series lead offers starting at just $269. Fully backed up by 1-year local warranty. Plus, the newly added ZTE, Infinix, Logic, and Tecno smartphones now available countrywide. But that's not all. We've got you covered with something for everyone. Kids' tablets, smart TVs, speakers, headphones, and earbuds, gaming consoles, smartwatches, accessories, and so much more. Visit any of our stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Pedro, and now in Orange Walk to start shopping today. Or shop with us via our virtual store through Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 615-5141. Don't miss out. We got the deal for you.
Introducing Max, the one to watch when you want the best content and an enhanced experience. Starting February 27, if you have HBO, you'll have access to Max.
Good evening, with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. We start off tonight's newscast with a disturbing allegation being made against a member of our security force. He is being accused of raping a 15-year-old minor. The young boy, who is a student of Punta Gorda town, visited the police station yesterday in the company of his mother and told cops that on Sunday, April 14, 2024, sometime around 2:45 a.m., A 29-year-old Belizean police officer had sexual relations with him. Taking the matter seriously, on Wednesday, April 17, 2024, cops formally arrested and charged Police Constable 1718 Marcus Che for unnatural crime, meaning having carnal intercourse against the order of a nature with a minor. Today, Commissioner of Police updated the media on the investigation.
I must say that when I was briefed of that matter yesterday, I was extremely disgusted of what transpired, and more so inside the police station. From what I was briefed is that Police Constable Marco Che, who was assigned to the domestic violence unit in Punta Gorda town, invited a young man of 15 years old to his office, and his office is located on the upper flat of the Punta Gorda town police station. And in his office, he performed anal sex with the 15-year-old. The 15-year-old and his father reported the matter to the police, and Marcus Che has since been arrested and charged for unnatural crime, and he has since been interdicted from duty. He appeared before the court in Punta Gorda town today, and he has been remanded to prison until the 16th of June this year.
Sir, you have worked tirelessly to try and polish up the public image of the police department. How does this sort of thing, how do you feel it works against those efforts?
Well, I think that it certainly threw a monkey wrench into the work that we have been doing to try and restore trust and confidence. It is going to take a very long time to restore that confidence for parents to want to send their children to the police station in Punta Gorda town. But I want to assure the parents and the people of Punta Gorda town that we are going to be doing all we can to make sure that this police officer is brought to justice and that there is no reoccurrence of this issue. I'm sure the public is going to be forgiving in terms of what transpired, to know that we have a huge organization to run, and as much as we will try, we'll never be able to control what each and every member of our department does. But what we can control is what we do in the aftermath of them committing themselves. And I think that we have had a very good track record in dealing with our own when they step out of line.
In this most distasteful case, Marcus Che was attached to the Domestic Violence Unit, a subsection of the police department that directly deals with cases of a sexual nature. How then does the department relay confidence and trust to victims and their families after this incident in Punta Gorda? That is what reporters asked the commissioner.
It's extremely disturbing, disgusting. I don't know how to describe it. We just need to do what needs to be done, Jules, honestly. I'm lost of words. That is not something that happens often to describe what actually happened. But like I said, we are addressing it, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we address it the right way.
Sir, can you speak about the complaint raised by Mr. Choco?
Che has also been interdicted from active duty and also faces disciplinary charges. 63-year-old American national Ang Dome, originally of San Pedro Town and Burgess Key, was sentenced to serve 5 years of a maximum of 14 years imprisonment on a conviction of child cruelty. Dome was accused of malnourishing, neglecting, and condoning the physical and sexual assault of Faylin Cannon, 13, whom she adopted before she died in 2017. High Court Justice Derek Sylvester and a jury found Dome guilty on March 4th. The 5-year term takes effect from then, less 8 days on remand in 2017. The court also directed that she enroll in all available rehabilitation programs while at the Belize Central Prison and must serve at least 2.5 years before being eligible for parole. An emotional Dome represented by former judge and senior counsel Adolph Lucas Sr. seemed confused and shocked at learning her fate. Director of Public Prosecutions, Senior Counsel Sherilyn Vinal, prosecuted. The court found that a 2-year sentence, which seemed to be the standard, did not reflect the seriousness of this offense once considering all the aggravating and mitigating factors, the former, in his view, outweighing the latter. The judge found that Dome appeared to show no remorse and is unable to accept liability for her actions, that she violated her position of trust and care in relation to Cannon by neglecting to provide regular and properly balanced meals, leaving her suffering from malnutrition, and appeared to turn a blind eye to alleged physical abuse of Cannon by the late David Dome, who committed suicide. The court also found that Dome was in need of psychological help and in her current condition must be considered a danger to society and particularly children, hence his call for rehabilitation. Cannon's biological father, David, and a sister each gave a victim impact statement in which they mourned her loss. According to David Cannon, he has lost valuable time and a chance to see Faylin grow and reach certain milestones, and to this day he still doesn't know why. Her sister said she felt it was her fault, and she now wonders what could have been for Faylin, who would have turned 20 last December. The court noted that Dome had been diagnosed with blood cancer since 2018 and has been receiving treatment since 2017, though no report was provided to the court. That will be the responsibility of the Central Prison, as Dome was scheduled to return to Cancun for follow-up treatment. Police are investigating an aggravated burglary that occurred on Wednesday, April 17, 2024 at approximately 6:30 a.m. The incident took place at a shop located at 18.5 Mile on the Philip Golson Highway in Sand Hill Village. According to reports, the shop owner was alerted to the intrusion by unusual noises coming from his business. Upon investigating, the owner was confronted by 3 masked individuals who were armed with what appeared to be firearms. The suspects forcibly entered the premises, tied the shop owner's hands, and proceeded to steal approximately $10,000 Belize dollars in cash. They also took a 9mm Glock pistol valued at $3,500 Belize dollars before fleeing the scene. The total estimated value of the stolen goods is $13,500 Belize dollars. Police responded promptly to the incident. A thorough canvass of the surrounding area did not reveal any video surveillance cameras. Field interviews were conducted, and authorities have indicated that they have obtained useful information. There have been no arrests made in connection with the crime. Police urge anyone with information about the aggravated burglary to contact the nearest police station. In Belize, believe it or not, businesses are having a hard time finding manual labor and entry-level employees, even though the pay is a bit more than the $5 minimum wage. For some, this is evidence of a strong job market, as the recent unemployment data shows unemployment in Belize at 4%. So what is occurring is that the country has jobs available that does not fit the policies of some, and so what seems to be the only solution to the issue is to import workers. That is a move that government is already discussing in order to keep the country growing.
We're just starting the discussion to see how is it that we could target certain migration. Okay. For instance, we don't want to bring anybody for bring anybody.
Of course.
We want to make sure, okay, what is it that we need? We need masons. Let's try to bring in masons to be able to work. We need some more electricians. We could bring more electricians. These are the things that these are the kind of people that we have to bring into Belize. So it has to be targeted migration. We cannot continue the migration of the past, where borders are pretty much open. You come and go visit your auntie. You like it, you stay. No, you have to follow the law. There's a process.
Right.
But right now, we need more workers. The economy has been growing very fast. And so we need to be able, and at the same time, we've had a lot of Belizeans that have left to go to work in the United States, some all the way to the UK.
Taiwan.
They are preying on our workers.
People are leaving.
And they're leaving to go and work over there. When know that you have work in Belize, you don't necessarily need to leave.
Some people would say that, all right, that it's because they offer better opportunities and better pay over there. How would you respond to that?
I challenge that. There are some, yes, I would not. But you see what happened is that in many instances, we get caught up in, okay, I have a nice car, I have a nice apartment with AC, but matters you live for hand to mouth there because as your paycheck come, you have to pay car payment, you have to pay rent, you have to pay this, and you stay with next to nothing. And it's from home to work, home to work, home. It's a lonely life. I see my family when I visit them, they get up, have to get up before 6 o'clock, and by 7 o'clock they don't gonna work, then they come back about 7 o'clock, and then they have to hurry to prepare something for eat. By the time they clean up dishes around 10 o'clock, that time for sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Back and repeat all over.
Yeah,
again.
back and
Yeah,
no
we might
weekend
not have
call.
all of them nice, fancy things, but we have our life. We have friends who go here during the night or the evening, It depends on what drives you. If you want fancy thing, fine, you live there, but it's a lonely life.
Coming up next, a much-needed facelift for the Corozal Civic Center. Stay tuned.
Gran baile de verano. Gran baile de verano. Gran baile de verano. En Belice se presenta desde la hermana República de El Salvador, la internacional Sonora Dinamita. La internacional Sonora Dinamita.
Qué lindo es tu cucú, tan bello tu cucú, redondito y suavecito.
Viernes 3 de mayo en el People Stadium, Orange World, alternando con el conjunto del momento, Super Furia. Puertas abren a las 7 de la noche. Caballeros, $30 beliceños. Señoritas, $20 beliceños. Te esperamos en el Estadio del Pueblo. La internacional Sonora Dinamita y el conjunto del momento, Super Furia. No puedes faltar.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
One day, we decided to gather everyone who loves The Last of Us in one place. The naked and afraid fans, and well, everyone who loves realities. The ones who don't like spoilers, and the ones who do. And those who love Barbie and Peppa Pig. That place is called Max. Well, it's not an actual place. It's on your screens, and there's room for everyone. Max is here to bring you more of the stories that you love. Max, the one to watch.
Our legacy isn't how many commas we have in our bank account. It's who we're lucky enough to have in our lives and what we can leave them with.
Henry, remind me again why we can't put you in a gifted school.
Because it's better for my psychosocial development for me to interact with a peer group in a normal school environment.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Susan? I guess I could just set you up with direct deposit if that's easier.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Henry.
You have to ask your 11-year-old?
Did our financial statement come in the mail today?
Yeah, I forgot to give it to you.
I don't know how you do it, all by yourself.
Come on, I have Henry. Find me another male of the species who's more grown up than him.
I'd like to.
This story, it's about me My brother, my mom, and the girl who lived next door.
Henry and Peter, they're lucky to have you.
And your father's lucky to have you too.
Stepfather. You okay? I'm good.
Mom, I have to tell you something, and it's very important. Christine is in trouble. When someone hurts someone else, we have to make it better. There's only one way to stop it. I'd hope to do it all myself, but that's not an option.
There has to be another way to help Christina. Why there's no way to help.
Mr. Sickelman is the police commissioner. I'm not going to subject him to public scrutiny without conclusive evidence.
Okay, let's do this.
Mom, everything you need is right here. I'll be with you the whole time.
I know what you've done. Henry documented all of it.
Who do you think they're gonna believe?
It can't be left undone. No matter what, don't panic.
I'm not panicking.
We have to make it better.
To this door and wait.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony Smith, and I'm here to introduce OneLink Mobile. OneLink Mobile is not just an app, it's a future way of payments in Belize. It's easy, it's fast, you can download it right now. Guys, if you don't believe me, let me pass you on to the lovely Miss Gomez, who can tell you a little bit more about the app.
Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. At Heritage Bank, our vision is to become the premier financial institution with cutting-edge technology that simplifies the financial life of our customers. The inception of OneLink Mobile aligns perfectly with this vision. We're excited about this strategic partnership because OneLink Mobile ensures each transaction is safe and private. Our joint efforts will put a powerful, user-friendly financial tool in the hands of the public. We feel that OneLink Mobile makes banking convenient like never before. By linking your debit or credit card, you can make payments to merchants and other OneLink users anywhere. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez, for those great insights about OneLink Mobile. Now I want to pass you on to Mrs. Sydney, who's an entrepreneur that's been using the OneLink Mobile.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sidney Perafit. I'm a licensed tour guide and also a construction consultant, among other things. And I want to tell you about OneLink Mobile. It is going to be a cash app that is going to revolutionize the way we make payments here in Belize. You can receive payments from abroad with just a click. So no longer do you have to wait for deposits. When you're booking tours, clients can pay you from their home. Also, in every other aspect, locally, you can make payments to each other face to face from the comfort of your own home. No longer do you have to transact with cash, worry about money wiring, etc. All of this is going to be in the palm of your hand. OneLink is going to revolutionize the way we do payments here. All right, back to you, Anthony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sidney. Guys, if you don't have OneLink Mobile, get it right now, guys. It's free. You can download it right now. It's going to change the way how you pay in Belize. It's the future of Belize, guys.
The Corozal Civic Center has been standing for decades in the heart of town. It has been the chosen place for local and international sporting events over the years and was even built to withstand natural disasters. But as everything else, the building has deteriorated over the years and it is now in dire need of a facelift. In identifying that need, the Belize Water Services Limited, Thea Garcia Ramirez, and the government of Belize have partnered up to invest in the rehabilitation of the building. Elmer Cornejo was at the official unveiling of the Corozal Civic Center renovation project, where he met with the donors and prepared the following report.
A major project is coming to Corozal, one that will witness the upliftment of the Corozal Civic Center. The facility has been serving citizens for many years, at the same time bracing itself against natural disasters over the past 2 decades. With little to no maintenance, the building has deteriorated. But things are about to change for this edifice that stands in the center of Corozal town. This is after the Belize Water Services Limited, Thea Garcia Ramirez, a proud Corozalenia, and the government of Belize joined forces and came up with a Corozal Civic Center renovation project which will see 115,000 Belize dollars injected in the rejuvenation of the Civic Center.
From the request of the Prime Minister last year that the utilities come together and commit $200,000 towards the development of sports and the infrastructure, sporting infrastructures, BWS made that commitment last year, and we proceeded to work with the ministry to look at certain projects that they had in mind. We also assisted with some of the national sporting events that they had. With the remaining funds that we had approached Minister Ferguson and we had asked if it's possible to utilize what was remaining for the period 2023-2024, if that funding could be utilized for the improvement of the Corozal Civic Center. Sorry. We are contributing $100,000 towards the rehabilitation of the Civic Center. We also have, outside of the financial aspect, we've also committed to the engineering drawings and supervision for the project. We also received some funding from Mrs. Thea Garcia Ramirez also to complement what we've already put into the Civic. What it entails is the entire painting of the outside, looking at the shutters, placement of the shutters, looking at the structural integrity, replacing those beams that need to be replaced, looking at the electrical works of the Civic Center, and refurbishment of the bathrooms. And lastly, it's the refurbishment of the basketball court and painting of the basketball court again.
For Thea Garcia Ramirez, it was important to contribute to the project as she is mindful of the importance of development, especially when it comes to facilities utilized by our youths. Without a doubt, her $15,000 contribution will go a long way.
Very grateful, but I believe a lot in community. I believe that community has to participate, and so I try to participate in my community. As you can tell, I'm not somebody that does a lot of sports, but I enjoy coming to watch, and I think it's great for families. It's great for children to be involved. I would want to see more participation of women and young girls in sports. And so I think if I believe in all of these things, naturally I need to ensure and do whatever is in my power and my capacity to contribute to that. I think all residents of Corozal, it's not always what you know, you get out of the community. You have to put in, and you can't get out of anything if you don't put in. And I think the onus is on all of us to really contribute in whatever way is possible. Some of us can contribute and have access to find monies to contribute to things like these. But I think the general community can also participate in taking care of our infrastructure, taking care of our parks, our playgrounds, of the civic center once it's all fixed. You know, that's the way you participate in your community. I believe a lot in community participation, and I want to be the kind of person that practices what they preach, you know. So this is my way of contributing. I am so happy for Corozal. As was said today, previous governments, previous representatives had done really nothing for Corozal. The monies that were earmarked for this civic center, for the upgrades, for the renovations, and maybe even, you know, making it bigger, were really shifted elsewhere. And so I think Corozal is the only district that did not get their share of budgets passed when it came to uplifting of the sports facilities, which is so very, very important.
Mayor Rigo Veos formed part of today's unveiling. For him, the development of Corozal is priority, and with that in mind, he supports the initiative.
You know, and I'm sure that our young people will appreciate it now. After that, it's up to us to ensure, and it's our own responsibility to ensure that it lasts as long as possible. You know, and I am sure that Corozal Town Council will do its part from now, chipping towards it, and also to ensure that we help maintain the place so it lasts a bit longer. So it really brings good news for us here at Corozal, and I'm sure that Corozalinos will be happy. But it will bring results in general for us. We will be able to say that, you know what, our young people are starting to do the right thing, which is to be active in sports. You know, and sometimes that's all our young people need, a little support from our leaders, and we're glad to know that we're getting it now. I wish all this would have happened when I was an athlete too, you know. But, you know, it brings me happiness to know that now I might not be playing the sport or the different sports, but I am being a part of making sure that our athletes have at least a good civic center. You know, they have the tools and they have the places where it's needed to be able to perform whatever into whatever sports you're in, and to able to do good, to excel in it. We keep on sending our athletes out of our country to compete, and a lot of time when you go out there, from experience I'm speaking, you go out there and you hear that these countries have all these great facilities, and we don't. Right? We don't. All we have is a football field to run on and to practice, or a cement basketball court to practice. You know, and those places, they have domes where they train, their athletes train, you know. So it is good news, and it gives me a great pleasure, the privilege to know that I can be part of something good now for the athletes.
When the project is completed, the Civic Center will add positivity to the aesthetics of the center of town. But we all must do our part in order for the building to maintain its beauty, says the BWS Executive Director, Cornelio Acosta.
Yes, it was somewhere around January that the mayor had requested some assistance for some backboards for a few of the basketball courts within the town, and we had noticed that several of the courts were in really bad conditions. We also made a visit at the Civic Center, and in discussions with the mayor, as well as with the National Sports Director, Ms. Centeno, we decided it's best to come and invest in the Civic Center and to see how we could improve it. No? I believe last year there was some mishap with the electrical, and it almost caused a fire, and it's a fire hazard. Right? And the building hasn't had any major renovation or rehabilitation, I guess, for the past 20 years. So it's long overdue, and we're proud to be a part of this rehabilitation of the Civic Center. I guess the message for the young people is let's take care of what is for Corozal. Corozal was once known as the cleanest, and I must say one of the most beautiful towns in the country, and we want to be known for that. Let's take that civic pride and ensure that the Civic Center, our facilities, remain well taken care of. It's not only for the benefit of them, but for those that are coming behind. I used to play sports here. I used to play basketball here myself. So it touches my personal core being able to come back and contribute to Corozal as a Corozalian.
Work begins next Wednesday, and completion is expected in 3 months. Elmer Cornejo, CTV3 News.
Members of the Belize Peace Movement today hosted a press conference to give an update on the redistricting case which the group launched 5 years ago in 2019. The Peace Movement says it has not abandoned its attempts to get the electoral boundaries redistricted and is currently pushing to get the process implemented before the next general elections. Attorney for the group, Arthur Saldivar, today explained that a motion to strike out the claim was sent in error and has been clarified. The claimants in the case are expected to appear in court later in April.
So when the notice came out recently of an application to strike out was certainly shocking because there's no claim to strike out, so to speak. There's only a consent order, and the consent order needs to be enforced where it has not been complied with. You would have remembered that in July of last year, the Election Boundaries Commission made some noise about producing a proposal that was laid before Parliament. But shortly after that proposal was laid before Parliament, a number of parliamentarians came public to say that they know that this document that was laid before that body would not pass muster. It did not meet constitutional standards. So election boundaries took quite a long time to produce a dud, a lame duck proposal. And that lame duck proposal
Following a consent order reached in 2022, a proposal was made by the Elections and Boundaries Task Force, which was taken before the House of Representatives and ultimately rejected. The complaint is that the revised boundaries do not meet international standards for deviation from the median number of registered voters and even eliminate some divisions entirely.
At this point in time, if you crunch the numbers, we're looking at a deviation from the mean of over 66%. That's staggering. If I had a chance to show you guys the graph up here, it's staggering, 66% deviation. So that existed when we got to court 4 years ago. It still exists now. And it is widening. It's actually widening. Well, I must tell you that the world is not sitting by. The world is moving towards democracy, at least our friends or the countries we related to. And the standard that the court expert actually enunciated to the court in his report was that most countries are looking at 10% deviation from the mean. Imagine, if you cite in a graphic, 60% versus 10%. Now, we know that that is a massive move, and it would definitely shock. But what better shock could you have, could a country have, than better representation? No longer will we settle for just participating in an election, but we want representation in an election. So 10% is the international standard. The Constitution of Belize actually spoke of, when you calculate the numbers, a deviation of 20%.
Even with the Commission currently in process of working out revised boundaries, the peace movement says it anticipates early elections. Claimant in the case, Bobby Lopez, however, says the peace movement will be ready if and when it happens.
And we know an early election or an election is looming very soon. And so we have an injunction also again to stop any unconstitutional election from taking place. And that is going to be our next fight, because we will not allow them to do it to us twice. Please take this thing serious, and I'm going to bring it down to layman's terms. Your area rep gets a constituency allowance every month. It used to be about 8,000, and I don't know how much it is right now. It might be, but let's say it's $10,000 for, give a figure at that. Every person in a constituency that's 10,000 voters really is getting $1 worth of service or whatever from that monthly constituency. Every voter in the Fort George is getting 4 times that value. Now I broke it down to the turkey and ham at the end of the year. When Fort George get turkey and ham, you think they get the same as the one in San Creek West and Belmopan and Belize Rural South? No, it's the same amount. And so people in the rurals that have 10,000 voters might get a half a turkey or a quarter of a turkey or a ham. And so that's what it boils down to, but a whole lot more. All we're saying is, why has it taken you so long to do this? And we called in the Elections and Boundaries Commission 3 or 4 months ago when they produced this thing, and when we saw that the government was waiting and hadn't debated. You need to resign, all of you in there. And I refer back to the OAS Election Observer Mission, who also said that the Elections and Boundaries Commission needs to be made more autonomous, more representation from civil society on there, so that we have a functioning, something that works for all of us.
It is expected that the applicants in the case will file their own motion for enforcement of the consent order to deter an election to be called before the completion of the redistricting. While the Belize Peace Movement is preparing for what they deem will be early elections, Prime Minister John Briceño has stated that Belizeans will not go to the polls this year. In fact, he reiterated that decision yesterday when he was in the city. For context, we replay that portion of the conversation.
I want to give our candidates a minimum of 1 year of preparation.
Exactly.
So that, you know, that they become the candidate, and then they have at least a year to be able to work in there. But that's my ideal thought. So if we have to move very quickly, and hopefully we can have our conventions in the next few months and get it over with, and then still continue governing, we can't forget that. Right. But at the same time, start to prepare for the next election. It's going to be in 2025. It's no secret.
So no early election?
No early elections.
Nothing this year?
Not this year.
November next year.
November next year.
Well,
you stay on
that's
that?
the plan. Can't discuss.
You're dashing. I just want to say, you're dashing, sir.
That's for me to decide. I will decide when I think it's the right time, but it's not going to be 2024.
So you.
The government of Belize, GOB, and the U.S. government's Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, successfully completed formal negotiations on a $125 million grant agreement called the MCC Belize Compact. The agreement was finalized on April 17th at MCC headquarters in Washington, D.C. A delegation from Belize led by Honorable Christopher Coy, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment, and Dr. Osmond Martinez, CEO in the Ministry of Economic Development, participated in the negotiations supported by Attorney General Honorable Anthony Sylvester. The MCC Belize Compact aims to assist the GOB in addressing key constraints to economic growth in the education and energy sectors. The GOB will also invest $40 million as a counterpart contribution over a period of 5 years towards the Compact's goals, in addition to the project total of $125 million. MCC Compacts are 5-year grant programs that aim to reduce poverty by increasing economic growth. Based on an analysis of the constraints to economic growth, MCC and GOB agreed to focus compact development on two key constraints to sustainable and inclusive growth in Belize, including the education project and the energy project. Both projects will be spearheaded by the Millennium Challenge Account Belize, established by GOB for transparency and accountability. The objective of the proposed education project is to equitably increase the number of post-primary graduates with competencies relevant to current and anticipated labor market demands by transforming teaching and learning, promoting access to and progression through secondary education, and strengthening the capacity, legal, and institutional framework of the IT-VET sector. As for the proposed energy project, it seeks to decrease the wholesale cost of electricity and ultimately the retail tariff by improving governance capacity, supporting Belize to implement its utility-scale renewable energy expansion plans, and enabling the government, businesses, and households to make investments in distributing generation and improve energy-efficient practices. The 5-year grant agreement will be formally signed later this year, and implementation is expected to commence in 2025. And in some final news, the Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceño, left the country on an official visit to Vatican City, Rome, to meet with Pope Francis. The Prime Minister will return to Belize on April 24th. During his absence, Honorable Cordell Hyde, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining, will hold over as Prime Minister. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, April 18th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com, CTV3 Belize News, or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.